I hope that scared anyone and everyone. Would you look at that? We're back. So after doing some testing, that setup over there just didn't seem to work. I have nothing else to say other than just the mechanical dirt does not seem to spawn the things, or like it doesn't spawn the lightning strike dudes, and the dudes that get killed there don't produce affix gear. As proof of that, I got one more item off camera, and I took it out, and I haven't gotten it, and I left it going for about 5 hours in total now. But you can kind of see there, like I've left it going for quite a bit. Didn't work. But I'm gonna kind of, like, there's no real reason for me to not just leave it as is. Also found out the range of these is 10 by 10 by 10. And there's actually really the pedestals. So the really cool way to find it out is if you press F3B, you get the the debug hitbox showing. And you can see these pink ones here are the hitboxes for the pedestals. So just thought I would mention that because I saw that. I've tweaked up some of the numbers again for spawns because that's not working. Again, just making things spawn more but give less valuable, as you can kind of tell from the skew. But I did get a few ancient items. So we have enough at least to make all of the armor books, but we don't have enough to actually set them as armor at this stage. So that's going to be something in the long term. I also did some more EXP farming, as you can tell. Just using the exact same method that I've talked about in the past. Other than that, I don't think I've actually really done that much other than just kind of waiting around, waiting for lightning strikes, going around and killing enemies at night, which I might do a little bit while I'm doing my stream. I apologize if it kind of feels like I get distracted because I hear a lightning strike. I'll try not to get too off on it, but stuff happens. So, I will also mention, so this is the building that we're going to be using today for Draconic Evolution, as I've promised, because it's about time we basically get the gear that we require to get the last lot of strength that we can get without going to the end. This building is in progress. Don't worry, it's not going to look like this long term. I think that should become kind of obvious. Now... So that means we should start with the basic level of what we need. Which, if I go to Draconic Evolution, what we're going to need is the fusion crafting injectors. Now, I believe I had some... Yes, Draconium Dust, which... Draconium Dust spawns in the overworld, or it spawns in chests. If you smelt it, you get the Draconium Ingots. That's enough for now. Technically, I only need one. Alright, so we need Draconium Core, which is gold. And a diamond. Ooh, that was a bit weird. Now, I will mention Draconic Evolution has almost everything EMCable. And that is because of the add-on mod that I have that adds on a lot of EMC values. And yes, I'm going to utilize that. I've talked about kind of in the past, like... some of the stuff feels a little cheaty, and I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the ones where it really starts to feel cheaty, because this is probably the strongest mod in the pack in terms of just raw character power. Like when it comes to like the Project E, that gives me a lot of everything, and it means that everything is easier to do. But in terms of like, if I'm going into combat, if I had to choose between having the endgame gear for Project E or the endgame gear for Draconic Evolution, it's not even a competition. And to anyone that knows Draconic Evolution, they'll hopefully understand my point with that. If you don't, I'm hoping that as I go through here, I can kind of show you why this mod's actually really fun, but is really absurd. I mean, the fact is that the first level crafting stuff is this. Like, it's not a low level thing. Then we're also going to need a fusion crafting core. So we need another draconium core. Some lapis blocks. And what was the last thing? Diamonds, right? Yeah. Okay, fusion crafting core. Now, I've set aside the area up here for this all. Again, so this building will be the main one for all of this sort of stuff. So the idea behind the stuff in Draconic is that you can kind of do, like, you power these devices here. To do crafting. Now, this may look a little excessive. It's kind of because it is, especially at this tier. But it's just going to make it more clear. Now, these here need to be powered. This doesn't. But it needs a lot of power, especially knowing that, like, when you start looking at... Because we're going to try and get Draconic Staff, for example. This needs a lot of energy. Because we should be able to get to this tier, I believe. Yeah, no, we can't. Okay. So we can't get to that tier, so we can't do Awakened Draconium, but we can do Wyvern tier. Because that's just Nether Star, cool. Which should be, yeah, all the Wyvern, cool. So we'll try and get this sword. Which is this tier, then this will be the next tier, but this requires us to go to the end, at least, and kill the Ender Dragon once. This is why I'm like, this is a very end game mod. I'm also going to want to get one of these, because of what I'm going to do. So, Draconium Core, Blaze Rod, Draconium, Okay, and then it was 2 Draconium, already have that in my inventory, Diamond and Blaze Rod. By the way, this is probably going to be the first structure that actually builds onto the ground and like has ways of getting into it from the ground. I am intending that because this is going to be like, I'm going to try and centralize this building and another building that looks very similar and works as a polarizing point to this one. Now, so we've got this question now that I'm sure is being asked. Oh, I just remembered that this is still plugged in. Should turn that up. How are we supposed to power these? Because I've built it in a way that you can't put cables behind it. And I don't think you can have blocks in the way. So, you're going like, okay, well maybe it's going to use some form of power generation up here. Except I've already set up the power generation down here, and you can already kind of tell that it's very excessive. Again, reminder, there's a lot of power we need. Well, that's because we're going to be using a new system, which is something I think I alluded to last stream. And this is why, again, I really want to get into Draconic, which is these. So it is a Wyvern energy thing. So we need blocks of redstone, geez. 3, 4. And then another core. Cool. Learn this. And then we just need diamonds. And there we go. This is the beginning of a very intensive thing. So now I need this. That's right. Okay. So we need... God damn. God damn. What is that meme again? God damn. Right. Blocks of redstone. Blaze rods. And a core. Okay, so we're gonna need one of those made, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 of those. And then we should be able to make a basic wireless energy with this. So, what this fella does, it's very, very pretty. As you can tell. Now, if I grab this, so it's 16 by base? Yeah. I can't remember, how do you do the input output change? Can never remember. I'll figure it out in a second because that's going to be important. That's 9. So this is going to require at least 1 crystal here in addition, 1 crystal here in addition. 9. 1 crystal here in addition, and 1 crystal here in addition. This becomes a lot easier later because you can do more with it. Whoops. Oh, that's fucking right. It's... No, it's not that. How did I do it again? There it is, information tablet. Can't get it though. Pain. Give me a sec, I'm just gonna pull up a wiki page for this, because I need to remember these. No, that's... How do you... I'm trying to remember how to switch their mode. Is there a actual control for it? Because there's a... Ah, my brain. I'm sure it was this. Did I get it wrong? Wouldn't be surprised. Ah, that might be what it is. I forget that that's a thing. Yeah. Very confused. Alright. Now I'm less confused. It's not a valid device. Fuck you. Do I still have to fucking do that thing then? Bugger. Okay. Well, at least I can do something easy with upstairs then, with these still. Well, the other process is these fellas. Which eventually will replace for the Draconic tier. Because I believe we can get the Wyvern tier. In fact, we could probably just do the Wyvern tier now. Bit of wasted time, hey? So I forget that these are the basics, and then there's the thing. There's not a chaotic tier for them yet. If just as a warning, by the way, as you can kind of start to see here, these fill up your inventory real fucking quick. Because they're technically considered different values behind them, even if they're actually the same values. Yeah, and that's the other problem, is I can't use the wireless ones to upgrade the thing. I have to use the basics. So we want Draconium core and a Wyvern energy thing. Oh, much better. Now I do need to make this thing again. So 1, 2, and then 2 of these and 4 of these. However, I don't need to make many of these ones, because these don't work so well. I'll try this one more time. Okay, so that is the answer. That doesn't work that way. Tad frustrating. Okay. So now we put these ones down. These are very pretty, by the way, once we start getting this going. But hey. It's already taken quite some time. I'll clean up this basement as well at some point, but it's also kind of like a fairly low on my priority list, as you may guess, because it's like, who's going to see this outside of the times I have to come down here and upgrade it, which is not going to be often after I just get the next tier of these things and I put the augmentations in. Alright, so these actually have like a quite large RF buffer in their own right. As you can kind of see, it's even with these chugging as pretty good speed, it's not enough. Also, I just realized I could do one of these in here as well. Now, point is, we have one of these, which this has how many links? 16. And how many links do you have? 8. But wireless is 32. So we need one in the center, one over here, one over here, one over here, and one over here. So what I'm doing here is I've sneak clicked on it, and now this is all connected here. Then I'm going to sneak click on this one, select this one instead. Now you can link these to these instead and make a chain effect. So you could actually just, if you're smart about it, technically I could have those all connected to one crystal and not have a problem. This is a very inefficient means, but I kind of like the prettiness of this style. As well as it creates more instances of buffer room. Because this has more things that it has to connect with independently, as well as this is also an easier process instead of clicking on these and then connecting these individually. Connect to this, connect to that, I'll just do that and that. Now, if I take that off, you can kind of see these lasers between these. These get stronger and stronger the more energy that's going through, so you can actually get like purely solid lines going through everything. Now, they have a range, but it's really absurd. In fact, it's actually better with the wireless ones, I'm pretty sure. But it's really, really good. So just remind myself that's connected there. We'll sneak this fella out. Whoops, that's the wrong. Well, it's connected now. Oh, by the way, yeah, you can. I don't know if I've shown this. You can hide the elevators by placing a block into it. And now what I'm going to do is I can connect all of these. This is actually how it's intended to be done. Device limit reach, so we do need draconium for that. Yeah. Oh well. Just need to remember that. So you can sort of see a very thin line coming up all the way to here. Now this should all work, and now I should be able to do the basic level of the crafting. However, again, I need to take into consideration this power down here is still kind of not actually the best, because so this has a percentage of roughly the entire network, because it all levels out. That's the big thing you need to know, is that it tries to level out the amount of energy there is. It's only got 1%. It's a huge amount of power that means it's taking. So, let's give her a hand, shall we? So just using that technique we've used before to talked about earlier, all of this should be moving much faster. And it is. So now we should be powering pretty substantially up here. So let's get rid of all of that and then put this fella back into our thing. Okay, so now that we've done that, this leads on to what we need to actually do with this mod. So there is 3 key items I need, and then a bunch of items to supplement those. That's some of the stuff I'll do off camera, is those supplementations after I've shown how it works. It's because it's all of these modules, because this is a modular mod. What you're trying to do is that when you get a sword, it has its own kind of modular inventory, and you use that to construct these things, and you use these to construct how the mod will work, which is why you can get, for example, this, which is plus 16 damage, and you can pretty much put in like a good solid 100 of these quite easily, I think, into the late game weapons. Like that there is my example of why I've talked about how a little bit of damage is very minor in comparison to what I can achieve later on with a mod like this. Then you've got these shields. So this is where it's going to really start to be our saving grace, is that you get shielding in this. It doesn't seem to work quite as nicely as it has in the past of this mod, because now you are delegated for when you want the shielding, you require just one piece of armor, and as you can see with the slot thing, it can go in the courier slot. However, I'm gonna be honest, I've not found a way to make really good late game armor and make it balance out with energy, so I can keep myself protected, but I can also like go, okay, well, I'm not draining like the energy at an extremely high rate, which is always a bit of a worry. Now, the reason why we do want this crafting stuff, though, that we've just set up, is because to get to the next thing, which we'll want to go to Wyvern, we need this crafting system. So we'll need a Wyvern core, 2 Draconium cores, and what does a Wyvern core require? So that's the Nether Star and Draconium. Just grab a stack of that, grab a stack of that. We need to grab one of those because we'll need it. We needed a Nether Star. We need that, and diamonds. So, first off, we make block of Draconium. We will be putting these through the thing, don't worry. So, that. So, just quickly learn these. So, I'm going to make sure I have the crystal binder here so I know it's just that wall there. Cool. So this crafting system is really nifty. So you can see now this is accepting kind of these items. It's not too fussed on the shaping that you do. You put this in and it recognizes this is what you need. Oh, that's cute. I like the dark theme. Why do not more mod developers do this? This sounds like a cool idea, is having dark theme and light theme. Anyway, do I think we've got enough energy in the network? Yes, we definitely do. So shall start the craft. So, this is one of the coolest crafting systems in the game, by the way. Kaboom. Yeah. No, I really love this crafting system. And if you're wondering, yes, this is EMZ-able. When is it not? So I'm going to now replace all of these. And I'm just not going to bother to fill up one of the walls for now. You get more links with the higher level stuff, and yes, I can guarantee you that because I remember having an entire setup of like coming off of just one crystal. And I would very much do some very absurd, cool-looking things in my eyes with these crystals because of the way it all functioned. Now you can see it does actually retain its positional stuff, so this should work still. Cool. There we go. So now we're at doing more draconic stuff. So, first things first, we want the Wyvern Sword. So that's basic crystals. Energy relay, correct? Yep, 2 of those. A diamond sword. Draconium ingot. And a draconium core, I believe it was. And then a wyvern. Oh no, 2 draconium ingots. And then a wyvern energy controller. Now, I'm partially doing this in a very inefficient manner. So what you can actually do is, if you see on the bottom, well, it's this way, but bottom right of the screen, just above the thing right here, you see stack mode. What I can do is I can set these to single mode, and it means that I don't have to split items up like I am in my hand, because if you click on it with a in stack mode, it will use everything to that's currently in your hand and put it there. So now let's craft the wyvern one. So you can see that it's got one first charging stage, which is the stuff. God, this is so slow. Gets a lot faster later, don't worry. And then the crafting stage. Do not worry, by the way, this doesn't hurt you or anything like that. It's just very cosmetic. Cool, so to show off the wyvern sword, which first of all, if you've not seen this mod stuff before, look at how fucking pretty this is. It just keeps getting prettier. Though I have to say the wyvern tier looks really fucking nice. Chaotic's just black and red, so every emo ever and every edgy person that's like, I love this color, you'll be very happy. I'm definitely in that category as well, so don't worry. Anyway, so it's Shift K. So, God, the grid's so small at this stage. This gets much larger. You can see that this has got a box like this around it. That's because you can switch between the different ones in this mode. You can even see that the armor is touchable, though I don't remember how it works, the curio thing. But yeah, so this tells you which one it is, even though you've got it there. So this is the modules that I can equip. And what I'll need to do is I'll need some energy capacity, I will need some damage, and then I might get a little bit of attack speed as well, I think is one. Can't remember which module it is. It's gravity, projectile, AoE, damage, speed. Okay, that's the one that you need, because that gives you attack speed. And yes, you can make it so it's just instant swings. That's why, if you wonder why I've had this macro, that's why. Now, it doesn't reach its full potential unless you power it. Do keep that in mind. There he is. It's just a rare. So at the moment it's on the weaker side. Oh, I'm also going to show quickly, because this is what I do in my free time with these items. You can actually just strip the enchantments off of this. So now it's just the rare gear, so you don't waste that as well. Because when you turn it into the affix stuff, you lose all of its enchantments. You're going for its affix enchantments, after all. So that's why. But yeah. So this is the basics of Draconic, and I'm stress basics as much as I possibly can. Because you do get like the reactor stuff that you get to later, which is really fucking awesome, and I do want to do it even though it's really unnecessary. But also I do want to stress how risky it is, because if anyone knows this mod, the reactor has a system where if I fuck up with it, it's a nuclear explosion that's very hard to rival in terms of damage that it does in an area. A large area. As in, it's further than render distance I've got right now. So, pretty substantial. Alright, so we want to see. So you should be doable. I think it's the next tier that... Yeah, that's because it's... Okay, yeah, cool. So we're going to be able to get to here. So this will give us +4 damage. We're also going to want to make a capacitor as well. But I will get to that in a little bit, because this is going to be a process in its right. So we need a module core. So a module core requires draconium, gold, redstone, and iron. And voila. Okay, so the module making process is really, really tedious. There is a couple of modules that aren't EMCable, by the way. This is one. but that's because it uses the Ultra, which that doesn't have an EMC value, and these ones, and that's because they're Totem of Undyings, and they stack up to 3 times. These are very important later, as you can probably guess. But yeah, simply, like, they don't upgrade all that much, like, each time. The biggest upgrade is just pure and simply you see max installations goes up each time. So Chaotic Tier, I can put 3 of these in. And that's huge, because that's 3 Totem of Undyings with a 45-second cooldown. That will be one of our biggest safety nets whatsoever, like, completely. Because while we have a really good one now that only this is something that I talked about with someone. So I've shown this fella off quite a bit at this stage, not intentionally as much as I have. Which is if I would die, it would try and teleport me back to spawn. Then you see the second line. Does not work in situations where Magic Mirror could not teleport you. It doesn't work interdimensionally. Which means, if we're in the end and I die, I could just die. Are we starting to see why I'm taking the end very fucking seriously? The Ender Dragon's probably not gonna... It's probably gonna die pretty quickly to what I've set up. But if it doesn't... I'm fucking... Oh, shiza. Okay, that still worked. I was very worried for that one, because I have been killed by Enderman ones very easily in the past, but I'm glad this just insta-kills. As you can see, he does drop Netherite Mythic. He's not exactly a pushover. And if you're wondering, he is, because you can't see it, but he is equipped with Netherite gear. So, pretty spook. Not very much enchanted on it though, but it's got a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's need to make another layer for the rears, Jesus. You can hear the lightning going off more and more. That's again a reminder that the spawns have been upped, but as again you're kind of seeing the rates for like the good stuff isn't up. Herbert. He gave me a bow. Fuck you, Herbert. So, just drop the stuff off again. I'm gonna clean this stuff up down here a bit more and actually set up like a more organized structure. I'm just gonna toss the things in there like this for now, because I'll sort it out later. Because we're getting, again, I warned of this, we were getting very sidetracked. So, we're doing the sword right now. Focus. So we need some potions of strength. Wait, was that not EMCable? Did I see that? No, it is EMCable, and that's because it's the players, yeah. So we have a bunch of potions in here. We do not have a potion of strength, which means that we need to make those. So it's blaze powder to make potion of strength. No, I'm not gonna go chase him. I would again recommend, if you do want to try and do this kind of pack yourself, to do to go through and actually tweak a lot of those sorts of things like Apotheosis' spawn rates a bit more, because while again they give you really great gear, I wish I had tweaked them and had them working properly at the beginning, because how much more terrifying it would be is just really enticing. Like, overall, I think that this has been way too easy, and that's purely because there's been a couple of bugs to keep me alive and such like that. Okay, so we've got the potions of strength now. Oh, that doesn't even have enough durability to be EMC'd. That's what was going on. Fuck off then. Fuck off. So we need glowstone. 2 of that. Then we need golden iron. And then we can make our first damage module. Now, I believe we need 2 of these for the next one, which is Potion of Strength 2, which is that and glowstone. I swear I will clean up this base eventually, because like that building over that way that I did last time, that's still just in disrepair. Okay, so we've got that. So what's the next things that we'll need? We need a core. And we need 4 draconium. Yeah. Again, so Draconic is going to be just a good deal of tedious little tasks like this that I'm going to have to do. And as I said, like, for a good few of them, I'm going to do it off camera just because I feel that it would be doing a disservice to the people watching by just watching me do like the little micromanaging and stuff like that. I will show the builds, I will show what I've done with my modular stuff, but I won't go through and show you the processes all the time. Okay, so now that we've done that one, so if I was to grab this, grab a fuckload of them just to make sure we prove my point, you can see it's got 8 thing of I shift click all of these in here, you'll see it's not changed. Again, it has no power. The item requires energy to function. And as it is now, this weapon is kind of okay. I mean, like, it's slightly better than a Diamond sword? So we're gonna need, I think we can do Wyvern because we can't do higher, yeah. Shouldn't be able to do higher. We are, okay. So to do a energy module, we need redstone blocks. One of those. And 2 iron. Again, these may not seem that expensive at this stage, but that's again because we're pretty late game. I would still hesitate to say these are fairly expensive, especially if you're trying to do this stuff early game. Like the power is just not there. You do not have the energy for it. Okay, so I put that in, yeah. Yeah, I did. Just had a moment of thinking I hadn't. Cool, and now I also need to construct a Wyvern capacitor. So we need a Wyvern core. And, oh, okay. No, it's this one. But yeah, I'm not going to bother changing these from stack to singles until they're the light end tier and it makes sense. So, this fellow's going to take a moment. I also have another thing I should craft. What is it? Again. Is it... Oh, game. Show your catch up. Energy transfuser, this thing, I believe. I like looking at this craft. It's a very pretty thing. It does get very tiresome once you've done it like a good few hundred times though, as I've had to. But it is still kind of nice to see it again. I haven't seen it in a while. Alright. So technically speaking, this actually has 0 capacity. Because if I click here, you'll see it also has modules. Because of course it does. Now, this is where I actually do get confused at the mod developer a little bit, because it's like, okay, so what was the purpose of this? Because all I'm doing is this. That's all you do. It's like, okay, so what was the purpose? What was the intended idea for it? Was that to make me... I just feel like that could have been one where it didn't need the modules, but hey. Alright, energy core stabilizers requires the particle generator we made in the past with diamonds in the corners. And then I also need an enchanting table. And draconium It was 3 cores and 4 ingots, I believe, from memory. Okay. Also, just as like a maybe for clarification thing, just so people understand, before adding this other like equivalent exchange mod in that adds like these, Draconic Evolution dominated the top EMC circle almost completely. So I'm going to put this one here, and then there you go. So what you can do is that this is connected to the network. There's a few little ways you can use this. I like the fact that you can, so if you look at the side of this, you can sort of see some symbols, but you can also see a little bit of a hitbox. That's because I can actually just click it on there directly, and it's in there charging. So you can actually see a particle showing how much is charged of it and where it's at. This is much easier to charge because it doesn't have much room, but also look at that damage. So then let's quickly make the speed modules. I'm just going to assume that I don't have speed because I don't remember seeing it a second ago as a potion. So we're going to make speed 1 and speed 2. So speed 1 is sugar with awkward. Sugar. And then we'll want glowstone for getting the next tier of it. So what else is required? 2 clocks. And some iron. Okay, and then, so that's that done, and then that will be this one, which is draconium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a core. So, first speed module done. We're really speeding through this, aren't we? That was terrible. I'm sorry. Oh, we actually didn't need the speed 2s for the wyvern. Huh. Well, we have them now. Now, what is the button for activating this again? Just quickly look at the controls. Here we go. Yep. That's not what I wanted to press. Cool. So now this should be powering this blade. And as you can see, it's pretty substantial. What's a good thing to test it on? Actually, probably best to just set it to night and see what we can do. We can also increase the area of effect with the swing, because you know how at the specific full attack thing, it has a special little AoE. We can increase that, because why not? But 56 damage just inherently this early on with an attack speed that's more or less just a nice paced click is pretty substantial. Now, just waiting for something to spawn to kill. Kind of prove that it just one-shots everything for a good while. Fuck you. Not a good test, but still funny. Remember how we used to abuse those fellas and got through EMC real quick because of it? Not anymore. Pretty useful, huh? Okay. Should see things spawning soon. Any day now. After we've kind of shown this a little bit, I'm going to immediately start working on the armor piece. Here we go, spider. So it's 16 HP and it's just gone. So let's try and see if we can find something a bit more substantial. Reaper is 28 HP. I mean, this is probably going to start becoming very, very obvious how this goes for the long time. We're gonna start just one-shotting most normal units. An Enderman here, right? So that is 40 HP. Gone. This weapon is extremely good as it is right now, and this is the weakest this weapon will be. Well, more, not the weakest it can be, but like this is the weakest this weapon will be for the majority of our time with it. It will almost undoubtedly just go up from here. So the next thing that we need to handle is the armor piece, which requires quite a lot of little tiny parts and details, and it's going to be very frustrating to make everything for it. So this is the fella that we want. So it's 2 of those, 2 of these, 1 of those, 1 of these, and 1 of these. Ready to craft. Takes a moment sometimes. And wow, we've now got the chess piece. So now we have to do this piece up. Now this requires a lot of stuff. So what we're going to need, and this is kind of the point of why I say we're going to need a lot. We need this. No, we can't get that yet. So we can't even do shields. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Seriously? So we can't even do shields yet. Yeah. Oh, we can get some of these. Jesus, okay. So, again, the benefit we have with this piece is that we can put it like that. And it will actually show us, like, how much energy we have in total across, like, our network on our person. Now, if I do this, it actually comes up with a little special slot for it over here. So I will grab 2 of those, and I will try and make us a Wyvern shield module as well. Okay, so I need a module core. Netherite scraps. Glowstone. And what was the bloody other thing? Draconic, yeah. Okay, and then we get ourselves a Wyvern shield module. Now, I'm pretty sure these don't work without a module. Yeah. So that's kind of sucky, a little, but oh well. Okay, so we've got that, so we need... Is it 4 more draconium, a draconic core? No, 2 of those. Another module core. And then a totem of Undyne. We have one in the AE system. I'm going to grab that one first. Because I do have a couple more as well inside the bag inside here. Where is it? That way. So it's not like it's completely out of my hands. Cool, and that is one of these. That can't go in there, but should be able to go into here. And you see, it requires energy to charge it up. And it's got quite a large charge time. But that functions as a totem of undying for me. So the only advantage the red guitar now has is that it kills stuff in an area. But this weapon just kills stuff. Also keep in mind, if I remember correctly, I'm just going to show it. I'm not going to do it because it doesn't carry over. No, do you have to go through the less than legitimate process for it? Yeah. You can get enchantments on these. But again, it doesn't carry over, as well as I believe I can put affixes on these. So I will not be doing that until I get this, because this is basically, it's supposed to be like all the tools in one. Pickaxe, shovel, sword. I'm not going to use it that way. I'm just going to use it in completely as a weapon. It is going to be the end game weapon that I can try and get for melee. Which is pretty substantial. Now, again, the reason why it's like, okay, well, it's just slightly higher damage. Like, that's the main thing. It's also really slow in comparison. I don't know how many slots it has. I might look that up and see if it is actually worth transitioning to that, or if it's worth just keeping it as a sword. Because to lose that amount of base attack speed is pretty fucking atrocious. Because that's 2.2 base attack speed it's losing for the benefit of, what, 5 damage? I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually equate out to being more. How about a kind of real show of how strong we are in comparison to what we have been in the past, shall we? So I'm sure a good fair few of you might remember this fella. Oh, that was my Totem of Undying charging. I'm sure you might have actually seen it in the bottom left, just underneath the bar. You can see like a little icon. That's the totem there, and it was recharging. Let's see how absurd this is at this stage. Hey! Broke my shit. You fool. What an asshole. Oh, that's a good one. Didn't even give me half of them back. I thought he only knocked down a little bit. Oh no, he did give me everything back. I'm just a dumbass. Yeah, and this is just going to give me some more rewards because I've already defeated the stuff. Well, there you go. So, while that wasn't as easy in per se argument as it has been in the past, it also wasn't a just me sitting there being a little dumbass and hiding in a corner and spamming like a button that just does damage in an area. This weapon is going to significantly improve my chances versus a lot of things. But at this point in time, we have 2 things to do left. That are the big key things. And I'm starting to think the end is the first one. Because if I can kill the Ender Dragon, just the Ender Dragon, and then leave, I get a huge amount of strength. Like a huge amount of strength. Because you get the dragon heart. That's not what I intended to look for. I was seeing if it had a drop table. Okay. But there's the dragon heart that it will drop for Draconic. And the last item I need for the Ankh shield as well. So I think, unless I can find a good enough reason to, I think next time, after I'm going to tweak up my armor here a little bit more and ensure it's at the best I can possibly get it, I think we go and say hello to the Ender Dragon. Now, again, I'm not actually confident this is going to be a difficult fight. Just because, in my experience, if I can kind of go in with like semi-competent gear, it's a pretty easy fight. I've got more than semi-competent gear. However, I'm going to do one last thing, I think, before we sign off. That is going to be my final safety net, if I can make it. Yeah, we can. So again, like, it sounds like I'm being excessive, but like, if something goes wrong, then I'm screwed. Yes, we can make this good. Good, good. Okay, so 4 of these. 3 of these. Then a wyvern core. I put this in the EMC, right? No, I didn't. Okay. Now, as an explanation of what this is and why this is my last line of emergency. I've talked about how the magic mirror does not protect me. The heart thing, sorry, that gives me the magic mirror effect. It does not protect me. Why does it not protect me? Because I can't go back to my spawn point when I'm in a different dimension. However, this doesn't care about what dimension you are in, but it doesn't go to your spawn point. Double left. So, then we just grab some ender pearls. Just so we can also show kind of what it's doing. So I can just be flying around and click, and I'm back. Immediately. This, to prove the point also, works interdimensionally. So if I'm going like, if it is really looking like it's going sideways for me, there you go. That is the last thing I can think of. I have now got basically 2 Totem of Undyings. I've got 2 weapons that can work quite well versus the dragon, which is the Guitar and the Draconic Blade. And I've got Living Armor, which gives me a shitload of HP. While I kind of wanted to get some other stuff, I have a few things that I will grab up as well. Now those I'm going to probably grab up at the beginning of next episode because we've done them before and it would be kind of boring to finish off on that. I thought finishing off with the advanced dislocator is probably a better idea. Now the previous dislocators, they're not bad and stuff like that. You can make quite cool stuff with this. Specifically, you can bind it to a dislocator receptacle, and with that, in adjunction to the draconium fused obsidian, you can make portals to locations, which I have utilized to make wither spawners in the past. A really, really cute one that I make inside of a compact machine and never have to see it. It's great. Aside from that, though, I don't think there's anything else that I really want to work on stream as of now. Which kind of feels cheapskatey because overall, like, we had a real long stream yesterday and we're having a actual shorter than kind of normal stream today. However, unless I want to just go commit and do the Ender Dragon today, which I don't, then there's not really much of an option. The only other thing I can think of is to go try and piss off a dragon and see if I can at least kill a tier 3. Let's try that, shall we? So I need to remember where's the closest teleport for that dragon. So it's over in this direction. Let's try it. As our last little thing for today, let's try and kill a surface dwelling ice and fire dragon. I'm sorry, the map stuff is really fucking slow to load because reasons. There, so it's the top of that, so the closest one is this one. Liquorder. So from here, if I just go basically west-northwest, we should end up close to it at the very least. Okay, I'm just going to double check I've got everything I'll want on me for it. I'll want the guitar as a possible other option if it starts moving around too much. Then other than that, should be good. I know the Eye of Flugel is basically kind of what I've done already, but it's with mana instead. The advanced dislocator I just find is a lot more reliable. More north. I apologize if there will be any lag again, like I might be generating new chunks while we're doing this. And I'm trying to go slow so I don't accidentally walk into something. Fuck you. God, it's taking a good while, isn't it? Huh. Another one of those. Well, fuck you too. Oh no. How badly do we want to die? It's like, hey guys, look, there's diamond here. I'm gonna be real, this will kill me. Let's piss off the thing that you're never supposed to really piss off, because we want to piss these off anyway. Wakey wakey, it's time for school. There it is. Come on. I don't want to fight you underwater. That sounds like a terrible time. Just a few thousand HP, nothing wrong with this. Huh. I want to see how much HP I heal up to. Okay, well, it didn't kill us that hard. If you're wondering what the fuck happened, it's exactly as I just said. It killed us. If you're wondering to get the little end game gear, like around armor that I want, I have to farm that specific type of dragon. That tier of dragon. I need that size of dragon to kill over and over again. I have no idea. I'm hoping that getting shields will be the answer to that problem. And getting stuff. But yeah. That there is exactly why it's not going to be easy to finish this pack. That fucker slaughtered me. Oh, and by the way, now this area is cursed because he's aggroed. So, yep. Let me fucking sleep so I can restore some of my health. Just make sure I'm fucking nice and cleanly healthy. Not quite all of it, but most of it. Alright, so what I'm hoping we take away from this is, yeah. Still not very strong. This living armor sounds really good, specifically the chest plate, up until you realize that, yeah, it's just not that much that it offers. In terms of protection, ironically enough, again, I'm pretty sure this offers more protection. Like, just inherently. This doesn't, but yeah, it's kind of the case. So, I'm thinking I'm going to double check everything with living armor, see what I can and cannot do, finalize getting its upgrades that I can, and, yeah, we're going to go for the end next time. So, thank you very much for watching. If you watched during the stream or afterwards, later on when it's as a VOD, if you'd like to leave a like or comment if you enjoyed it, that'd be very much appreciated. But besides that, I hope you... If you want to see what happens next time, and if I died at the Ender Dragon, I'd highly recommend subscribing. When I will do the next episode, it might either be tomorrow, or it will be on Monday. Expect nothing anywhere else, because Sunday's going to be very busy for me. And I might be quite busy next week, and Saturday still should be Stardew Valley as far as I know, so maybe tomorrow. I haven't thought of what's going to be tomorrow, I'll be honest, because with Prototype done, that was my main thing, so I'm gonna have to dig into one of the two things that I planned on doing. But that depends on who's around tomorrow with my mates, because if I'm doing a stream tomorrow of one of the things, I have to be, like, they'll have to be there. Or at least two of them will, because it's a group thing that we'll be doing. Besides that, yeah, okay. I will end off here. One last thank you for watching, and I will hope to see you again next time. Until then, yeet.